Hey guys, so in today's video I'm going to talk about another situation I experienced in my 7 years of buying and selling things online. Now this is the big one, guys. So this is the one where I took the biggest hit, the biggest loss, and not only in terms of money but also time and something else. I'll talk about it in a second. So anyway, this is a part six. This is the sixth article or sixth video that I'm making about different scams I've experienced. All the others have been either no loss or very small losses up to $100. Here I lost almost $1,000, right? So anyway, what happened was back in March 2019, I'm sitting around and somebody contacts me on Skype wanting to buy some of my services. So we talk for a bit, and then I give the guy my PayPal email. He sends me some money and he starts buying from me. I'm not gonna say what services they are, but they're legit. You know, they're nothing illegal, right? But it's sort of a gray zone type thing. So anyway, the guy starts buying from me. Always going good. He sends me another payment. He sends me another payment, and so he sends me 6 different payments, totaling $1,080 over a period of a month or something. Anyway, everything was going smoothly, and then at some point the guy just disappears for a couple of days, about a week, and boom, I wake up one day and I have 6 PayPal chargebacks, one for each payment that he sent me, right? By the way, guys, there's going to be a link in the description of the video. If you want, you can click it, come here to my website, check out this article, check out my other articles, check out my website. So anyway, I wake up, 6 chargebacks, boom, you know, fuck. So we're talking about $1,080 in total, right? And on every chargeback, PayPal, when you make a chargeback on PayPal, they allow you to write a message with your chargeback. You know, basically they want you, at first they want you to talk to the seller to try to work it out. So he wrote a message and he basically lied. You know, he lied in his message. Basically, if you see here, the buyer stated that they never received the item. That's not true. They received a lot of work. So anyway, and in his message he lied. So anyway, he wrote a message for every chargeback, so 6 of them, and then he immediately escalated all the chargebacks to claims so that PayPal will review them. So he didn't give me the chance to answer. He didn't try to talk to me. So you know, we'll try to work it out. Nothing. Immediately, boom, PayPal. You know, and this most people don't do this. Most people, if there's a problem, they don't do a chargeback on PayPal. They actually contact you, and if they do a chargeback on PayPal, they try to work it out with you before escalating to a claim, escalating the situation to PayPal. You only escalate if you want PayPal to get involved because you can't work it out with the seller, right? If the buyer and the seller can't work it out, then PayPal gets involved. But this guy, typical scammer, immediately claim. All right, so basically what happened in the messages that he wrote, he made sure to, aside from lying, he also made sure to include my website link, the URL of my website from where he was buying the services from me. And the reason he did this is because he knows that PayPal doesn't like those types of websites. And so the chances of him winning the chargebacks or even me getting my PayPal account suspended was high, right? So anyway, he knew what to write. He knew what he was doing. Professional fucking scammer. Anyway, so I responded to the claims, and that was it. There was nothing. There was nothing more I could do. You know. Usually, if there are small chargebacks, I sometimes just send the money back to the customers. I don't get a lot of chargebacks, so when they happen, once in a blue moon, sometimes they're legitimate, sometimes it's BS, but sometimes I just send the money back. I'm not gonna argue over $5 or $10. But here we're talking about $1,000, and that's a substantial amount of money. So I decided to fight. I responded to every chargeback, gave my side, stated my case to PayPal, gave my side of the story, and I waited. And not long after, I believe on the same day, boom, PayPal, we've decided the case. 5 of them, boom. We've completed our review of this case and decided in favor of your buyer. And they did it for 5 of the chargebacks. So, but remember, I told you there were 6 of them. So one of them, for some reason, I don't know what happened, and PayPal didn't decide on it, but it was changed. Like the reason for the case was changed from item not received to item defective or not as described. And honestly, the item defective or not as described would have been a more accurate reason for the chargebacks to begin with. Item not received, that was a total fucking lie, because he in fact did receive the stuff he purchased. So, you know, but he could have claimed, yeah, that the items were defective, and it was not physical goods, it was digital services, right? So he could, you know, work up a story about why he was not happy with the services, but the item not received, no way, dude, that's not true. So anyway, this one case, the small one for $150, gets changed. The reason for the chargeback gets changed, and so a new case is created from the beginning for that one chargeback. I respond to it just like before, and to my surprise, PayPal actually decides this one case in my favor. So the following case was found in your favor. Any hold on this transaction has been removed. So at least I got to keep those $150. Now that's, you know, I lost $930 and I kept $150. But actually, the costs that I had to deliver the services for him were probably about $300. So at the end of the day, I basically lost about $150 because I spent $300 to deliver the work for him. I got to keep $150, so I lost about $150 plus a lot of time that I actually had to work on his orders. Now with this one case, I don't know what happened. I have no idea what happened. Like maybe he felt guilty and decided to, you know, to change his reason for the chargeback, and like then mark it that he did receive the item. I don't know. Maybe he decided to see what would happen if he changed the reason for the chargeback, like during the process, so he can get some insight into how PayPal works, so he can, you know, perfect his future scams. Or maybe it's the PayPal employee that reviewed these chargebacks, realized that I was being scammed, and decided to, you know, perform some sort of thing in the back end in order to let me keep at least this one small payment, so that I don't take a total hit, right? And whatever the reason, it did soften the blow a bit, the fact that I got to keep this one little payment of $150, but still, you know, it was a big loss. It was a big loss for me. I was really feeling pretty bad. But and like I write in my article here, you know, ask yourself, we had 6 chargebacks and 6 cases, and they were identical, the same buyer, the same seller, the same situation, everything the same. And so, and PayPal decides 5 of them one way and 1 of them the other way. Now, I mean, that makes no sense. If everything is the same, either you grant all 6 of them to the buyer, or you grant all 6 of them to the seller. Like, there's no way that one of them, now you can say, well, yeah, but the reason for the chargeback for one of them was changed. Well, then all of them should be changed, because it's all the same stuff. Even his messages to PayPal were all the same, you know? And, you know, PayPal, they always do this shit. They always do this shit. They're a bunch of fucking, they suck. PayPal sucks, you know? PayPal is a necessary evil when you do business online, but they suck. Just like now. You can't do this. You have 6 identical cases. You must make 6 identical decisions unless evidence is presented. You know, other evidence is presented, and there was no other evidence presented here. If he made a change for one of the cases, like in the middle of the whole chargeback, and changed his reason for it, why is that any different than the other 5 cases? You know. So, you know, PayPal is like, when you deal with PayPal, man, there's no people there. You deal with a bunch of fucking monkeys. So anyway, once it was all said and done, I kept $150, I lost $930, and then boom, and PayPal permanently limited my account. And they did it even before the whole process was over. Like, look at this screenshot here. March 29th, when they decided this last case in my favor. And look at the screenshot that they permanently limited my account, March 27th. So they limited me, like, straight up, baby, straight up, boom. So yeah, thanks a lot, you know. So I lost all that money, and then I even lost my PayPal account which created a whole new set of problems for me because I now couldn't accept payments from my customers. That was a big blow, you know, and it was a bad time. I gotta admit, it was a bad time. Luckily, I, like a few months before this happened, I created a bunch of accounts on other payment processors such as Pioneer, TransferWise, Skrill, Perfect Money, you know, coin payments for cryptocurrencies. And so when this happened, you know, they didn't completely kill my business overnight because I still had the other payment processors, right? And then eventually I made a new PayPal account in a different name, blah blah blah. And you know, I got to continue doing business. But see, and again, you can always find something to hold against PayPal. Like, you know, you shut somebody down. Oh, and not only that, they froze. I had about $3,000 in that account after the chargebacks were settled and $930 refunded. And not only did they limit me, they also froze that money for 6 months. And this is not personal. They do this to everybody. They just freeze your money for 6 months, and then you may or may not get it back after 6 months. So, you know, when PayPal comes at you, they just fucking destroy you. I remember once I had a friend who was doing some business in Skrill. He was using, no, not Skrill, Stripe. He was using Stripe. And for some reason, they decided that they don't want to serve him anymore. They don't want to accept payments from him anymore because of the type of business that he was in. And you know what they did? They actually gave him 7 days. So they allowed him to keep using their payment platform for 7 days, and then they would, you know, suspend him, which gave him 7 days to find alternatives. But PayPal will not grant you such respect. You know, they won't grant you such consideration. They'll just ban you. They'll freeze your money, and they'll not give up. Flying fuck. So, yeah. So anyway, bad time. Here's some scammer information I included from this guy. His username on my site, his email on my website, his Skype email, his Skype username, a website that's probably associated with him, his name probably. I try to find information about him after it was all said and done, but you know, you can't know for sure. I can't know for sure, but I believe this. I mean, the Skype, his username and his email on my website and his Skype information, it's 100%. 100%. Some stuff, it's like 99%, you know. Because, you know, when this kind of thing happens, maybe you feel like you're pissed off and you're ready to go find the scammer and, you know, whatever. But, you know, when it's over and you sort of accept it, you pretty much, like, instead of wasting time and energy with the situation that you can't fix, just let it go, baby. Just let it go and keep working and learn from it what you can, and then keep working and keep making money. And that's the best solution, the best solution. So anyway, today we're a year and a half later after all this happened. My business is better than ever, frankly. Today it's very good. Everything is going good. I'm very happy. I've learned from this chargeback in particular, but also from others. I am careful when I do business with new customers, especially if they just contact me out of nowhere, and especially also people that talk broken English, and especially people that come around and from the get-go they want to spend $100, $500, $300, big amounts from the beginning, right? Gotta be careful, and the whole broken English, I'm sure somebody's gonna sit back and go like, oh, you fucking asshole, I talk broken English, but English is my native language. Yeah, I understand, but still, that's just the way it is. Don't hate the player, hate the game. And also another thing that I learned from this, and that you should also keep in mind, and not just keep in mind, because I knew about this from people that do business online. They'll give you this advice, and it's the best advice they can give you. But when you're new, in online business, you're not gonna heed it. You're not gonna take it because you don't really care. But you should definitely use other payment processors, not only PayPal. Never rely only on PayPal, or for that matter, never rely only on one payment processor, no matter which one it is. I mean, it's not like you gotta carry it on your back. You make a Pioneer account, it's free. You make a TransferWise account, it's free. Perfect Money, Coin Payments is free. Skrill is free. To checkout, it's also free, but you can't just go and register and, you know, start accepting payments. You need to have a website, blah blah blah. But anyway, you should always have more payment processors except, you know, PayPal. Even with PayPal, if you can have 2 accounts or 3 accounts or 4 accounts, do it. But that's illegal. Fuck it, use family members. Just figure it the fuck out. Because, not because you want to, because you have to. Because when PayPal bans you, you saw what happened. That's what happens. They don't care, you know. And after, when this all happened, I contacted PayPal. I sent them a message like, you know, try to work it out, try to like maybe at least get my account unsuspended, or allow me to appeal the 5 payments that they refunded the guy, you know, because what they did was not fair. He lied and blah blah blah. But nothing. PayPal doesn't care. Anyway, the $3,000 that PayPal froze in my account for 180 days, thankfully, they allowed me to withdraw that money after 180 days. So at least, you know. All right. Phew. Imagine if I had lost, on top of everything, I lost another $30,000. God damn it, man. I would have felt bad. I don't make $3,000 like that. It's a lot of money. A lot of money. Whew. So anyway, guys, that's pretty much for the article. I don't think I have anything else to add. Please like this video. Oh, okay, yeah. Here in the end, I wrote about the chargeback situation I had on Pioneer once. And actually, like, what happened was I paid a guy $100 for something, and he never delivered the work. And he thought, because Pioneer doesn't often offer an inbuilt, a default way to charge back a payment, he thought that after I sent him the money, he gets the money and there's nothing I can do about it. And even I thought that. But I figured, why not? Fuck it, I'll give it a shot. So I contacted Pioneer support. I talked to somebody on support, I explained the situation. They sent me an email, they asked me to present my case, to give them all the information that I had about it. I did it. They looked into it. I guess they talked to the other guy. And then they gave me my money back. And before he gave me my money back, the other guy basically contacted me on Facebook, where we had initially met and talked. And he was like, oh, I'm so sorry, you know, started giving the typical excuses. I was sick and blah, 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 whatever, you know, because he now wasn't only worried about losing the money that he tried to steal from me, he was worried about losing his Pioneer account, right? See, Pioneer deals with it correctly. PayPal, whatever. It's like a monkey pressing buttons. That's what PayPal is. Anyway, guys, so that's it for the video. Thanks for watching. Please like the video, subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions, comments, feel free to leave them on the video, or click the link in the description of my video, come on my article here, you know, check out my website, leave any comments. I always try to reply as soon as I can. Okay, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.